President Donald Trump took the United Nations by storm on Tuesday, warning world leaders that their countries could be going to hell if they did not take care to stop the flow of illegal migrants and ensure border security and pursue sensible energy policies. President Trump called climate change the Great Green Scam, saying that it was an attempt by countries in the less developed world that pollute the most to try to move and redistribute industrial capacity from the developed world. President Trump warned Western Europe that the unique nature of their country could face serious threats if they do not follow his administration's policy and pursue border security and stop the flow of millions of illegal migrants into their countries. President Trump also heavily criticized the United Nations for not sufficiently supporting his peace initiatives, including the historical peace summit in the White House that brought the war between Azerbaijan and Armenia to a final conclusion. President Trump also made major waves following his meeting with Vladimir Zelensky of Ukraine, praising the Ukrainian leader and telling the press that he believed that Ukraine could, in fact, win the war against the Russian military. President Trump said that Vladimir Putin had brought economic ruin to his country and that he believed that Ukraine has a chance at defeating the Russian war machine. That is a major shift from President Trump's previous positions. We also saw the American president heavily criticize illegal drug cartels, saying that his administration would continue to fight designated foreign terror organizations that were attempting to bring drugs from South America into the United States. So President Trump highlighting a number of economic successes and diplomatic initiatives, while at the same time essentially saying that the United Nations was broken as an institution. And we are also expecting President Trump to meet with President Erdogan of Turkey this week. That is expected to be a major meeting. And President Ilham Aliyev of Azerbaijan is in New York. And he held a number of bilateral meetings, including meetings with senior business leaders here in New York. So the UN General Assembly is off to a big start here, with major headlines being created by the American president. And we are also expecting President Trump to continue to focus on the issue of Gaza. He told the General Assembly that he wants Hamas to immediately release all the remaining hostages in captivity to bring the war to an end. And President Trump also heavily criticized attempts by some countries to unilaterally recognize the state of Palestine. Trump saying that doing so would only simply reward Hamas for the atrocities of October 7th. I'm Oubai Shahbandar, A News, New York.